They scanned a human battleship and instantly regretted if Varnak's fleet moved silently. Through the dark void of space, Commander Zorik stood at the front of the command bridge, his many eyes scanning the holographic images projected before him. He was proud of his fleet. The Varnaks were known across the galaxy for their advanced technology and their swift, precise strikes. They had faced many civilizations, and none had ever challenged them. Today, however, Zorik sensed something different. His sensors had detected a human battleship on the edge of the sector. He had been briefed by his reconnaissance drones. The humans were supposedly primitive. Their ships were small, their weapons weak. Scanning it would be easy. Destroying it even easier. Lieutenant Vela moved to the side, adjusting some readings on the control panel. Commander, the ship's energy signature is unusual. Our scans show a standard human hull, but some readings do not match our records. Zorik waved his clawed hand dismissively. These readings are trivial. Humans are weak. Their ships are slow and fragile. We will scan it, then we will leave, or we will destroy it if needed. Technician Karen looked uneasy. Sir, the readings are inconsistent. The ship's shields fluctuate in ways that confuse our instruments. Zorik turned sharply. Enough. Proceed with the scan. Prepare to engage only if necessary. The Varnak's fleet extended their scanning beams. The energy waves passed over the human battleship, and at first, everything seemed normal. The ship was called the Valiant, a mid-sized human battleship. From their distant perspective, it looked fragile, barely armed. Yet, as the scanning continued, the beams began to act strangely. The readings twisted and shifted, sending confusing signals back to the alien command bridge. Zorik frowned. What is this? Our sensors are failing. Vela tapped the console, trying to stabilize the scan. Commander, the ship's energy seems to be changing when we scan it. It is as if it is aware of us. Zorik laughed, though there was a hint of unease in his voice. Aware of us? It is a machine. Humans have no control over technology at this level. Keep scanning. Do not let a human ship scare you. Deep inside the Valiant, Captain Luke Harrison sat quietly in his chair. His eyes scanned the star-filled viewport, calm and thoughtful. They are scanning us, he said, his voice low but firm. Keep calm, everyone. Let them think what they want. First Officer Anna Lee moved to the tactical console. Sir, their scanning pulses are strong, but they do not understand our shield patterns. We can make small adjustments to confuse their sensors. Luke nodded. Do it, Carl. Tweak the shield harmonics. Megan, prepare the countermeasures. We are not attacking, but we will not be vulnerable either. Engineer Carl Mason adjusted the controls of the shield core, making slight shifts in the energy field. Done, sir. This should make our signatures unpredictable to them. Tactical Officer Megan Hayes nodded, eyes focused on the display. Their probes are starting to misread us. They think we are stronger than we are. Back on the Varnak's command bridge, the confusion was growing. Sensors displayed images that made no sense. The human ship appeared larger, more heavily armed than it truly was. Zorik's many eyes widened in surprise. Commander, their shields are reflecting our scans back at us. Karen reported. Our instruments are reading massive energy spikes. It is impossible. Zorik's pride wavered for the first time in his life. Impossible? Are you saying that a human ship could appear larger and more dangerous than it is? Vela's voice was cautious. Sir, it is what the sensors indicate. The humans have somehow created a system that masks their real power. We cannot be sure of what they have. Zorik took a deep breath, trying to steady himself. He was a commander who had faced countless enemies, but this feeling of uncertainty was new. Keep scanning. Do not show fear. If they are hiding something, we will see it. Meanwhile, inside the Valiant, Luke watched the alien fleet. He knew the aliens were confident, even arrogant, but he could see the hesitation in their movements. They think they understand us, he said softly. Let them learn that humans are not to be underestimated. Anna leaned closer to the display. Sir, their drones are probing more aggressively. They might try to attack soon. Luke considered this for a moment. Let them. We are ready, but we will not fire unless necessary. Their fear is our advantage right now. The aliens began to prepare their attack, misinterpreting the human ship's small defensive adjustments as the preparations of a massive weapon. Zorak's mind raced. Could a human really be this advanced? Could they have technology that rivaled their own? Pride told him no. Fear whispered yes. Vela reported again. Commander, the human ship appears to be generating multiple energy signatures simultaneously. They could destroy our fleet if they wanted. Zorak slammed his clawed hand against the console. That is impossible. Humans cannot have such power. But Kieran's face was pale. Our readings are consistent. Every attempt to measure them only increases the apparent power of the human ship. Panic rippled through the Varnak's officers. The fleet, once confident, slowed its approach. Their formations wavered as they tried to comprehend the impossible readings. Zorak's pride was replaced by dread. He had always believed humans were weak. Now, he questioned everything he knew. On the Valiant, Luke smiled slightly. Though no one could see it, keep them guessing, he said. Let them think we are more dangerous than we are. If they hesitate, we gain time and control. Anna nodded. Sir, their fleet is hesitating. They do not know if they should attack or retreat. Luke leaned back. Good, let them think carefully. Fear is a weapon. Humans have survived by using their minds as much as their strength. The Varnak's fleet sent one final wave of scanning energy. Every measurement showed a massive human battleship capable of annihilating their entire force. Zorak could not ignore the readings, even if he wanted to. His pride screamed that this must be an error, but the instruments did not lie. Every pulse, every reflection, every spike of energy told the same story. The humans were not to be underestimated. The alien commanders began to argue among themselves. Some suggested retreat, others insisted on attack. Zorak felt the first real doubt of his career. He had never faced a situation where victory seemed uncertain before an engagement. And yet, that uncertainty now consumed him. Inside the Valiant, Luke gave a calm command. Maintain our course. Do not engage unless necessary. Let them decide. Their fear is their weakness. Megan looked at him curiously. Sir, do you think they realize we are not as powerful as they think? Luke shook his head. They will never know. Not yet. Let them regret scanning us. That is enough for now. The alien fleet slowly began to pull back, still scanning, still unsure. Zorak's pride would not allow him to retreat completely, but he could feel the seeds of doubt. Humans had survived countless challenges, and their reputation for unpredictability was well earned. He had expected an easy target, but instead, he had encountered something terrifying in its simplicity. As the Varnak's fleet hesitated, the Valiant moved silently through space, calm and steady. Humans were small, fragile, and yet their intelligence and courage made them a force that could not be ignored. Luke Harrison watched the stars, thinking of the countless missions humanity had survived, the battles won against overwhelming odds. The human spirit was quiet but strong, and this day would be another example. The aliens would live with the fear of humans from this moment onward. Scanning a human battleship had been their mistake. Instantly, they regretted it. And yet, the humans had not even fired a shot. They had only shown restraint, strategy, and cunning. That was all it took. Captain Luke leaned back in his chair, the hum of the ship surrounding him. Humans have always been underestimated, he said quietly. And that is exactly how we survive. They scanned a human battleship and instantly regretted it. Parts of the Varnak's fleet retreated slowly, confused and fearful. Commander Zorak could not understand what had happened. His fleet had scanned a human battleship, expecting to find a weak ship. Instead, the readings showed impossible power. Every officer in his command room looked uneasy. Zorak's pride was wounded. He hated admitting fear, but the humans had made him question everything. Back on the Valiant, Captain Luke Harrison watched the retreating alien fleet. He did not celebrate. There was still danger. The Varnaks were experienced and unpredictable. He turned to First Officer Annalee. They are hesitant, but they are not defeated. We need to be ready for anything. Anna nodded. Sir, we can use this moment to gather information. Their scans gave us some insight into their fleet. We might learn more about their weaknesses. Engineer Carl Mason looked up from his console. Sir, I can send a few controlled signals to confuse them further. Nothing destructive, just small readings that make them think we are preparing something large. Luke smiled slightly. Do it. Let them think we are stronger than we are. It is important they fear what they do not understand. Megan Hayes, the tactical officer, adjusted her console. Their fleet is spreading out. They are still scanning us, but now they are more cautious. They are trying to analyze our movements and looked at the readouts. They think we have massive hidden weapons. If we move carefully, we can keep that illusion alive. Luke nodded. Good, keep the systems ready. I do not want them to think we are weak. Humans survive because we are unpredictable. Meanwhile, in the Varnak's fleet, Zork tried to regain control. He sent drones ahead, hoping to gather more information. Every scan only confused them further. The alien officers began arguing. Commander, we cannot risk attacking, Lieutenant Vela said. Their readings show enormous energy output. Even one of their weapons could destroy our fleet. Kieran added, Sir, the more we scan, the stronger they appear. Our sensors cannot understand them. Zork slammed his clawed hand on the console. Enough. We will not retreat, but we will proceed with caution. Do not underestimate humans. The alien fleet advanced slowly, keeping a safe distance. Zorak's mind raced. He had never faced a ship that made him feel so uncertain. Humans were small, but their technology and strategy made them terrifying. He realized his arrogance had been a mistake. Back on the Valiant, Luke gathered his senior officers in the control room. We need to plan for possible engagement. They may test us again. Our best weapon is patience and strategy. We make them doubt themselves and looked at the readings. Sir, we can send subtle signals that make them think we are larger than we are. If we use the decoys and shield adjustments, we can keep their fear alive. Carl smiled. I have a few tricks. Nothing harmful, just illusions. They will think our ship is bigger and more dangerous. Megan nodded. And if they attack, we are ready. We have shield configurations and evasive maneuvers prepared. We do not need to fire unless absolutely necessary. Luke leaned back in his chair. Exactly. Humans have survived countless encounters because we think, not just fight. Let us continue to teach them that lesson. As the Varnak's fleet moved, they sent a probe toward the Valiant. The probe was small but equipped with advanced sensors. Zork hoped it would reveal the human weaknesses inside the Valiant. The probe's approach was detected almost instantly. Luke watched the monitors. They are sending a probe. Let's see what they learn. Carl adjusted the shield frequencies. It will think it sees a huge ship. Our energy patterns will confuse it. The probe entered the human ship's scanning range. Instantly, its readings became chaotic. The Varnak's officers watched as the sensors displayed impossible energy levels and weapon arrays. The probe reported a massive battleship, far larger than it actually was. Zork frowned. This is impossible. Our sensors must be malfunctioning. Vela shook his head. No, Commander. The humans have created a system that hides their true capabilities and exaggerates them. Every attempt to measure them fails. Panic began spreading among the Varnaks. Some officers suggested retreat. Others wanted to attack before the humans could do anything. Zork realized the danger. If they attack without caution, they could lose everything. Luke watched the aliens carefully. They are trying to decide. They cannot understand us. This hesitation is our advantage. Anna pointed to the sensors. Sir, their fleet is starting to spread further apart. They are scanning each other's readings, trying to make sense of ours. Luke nodded. Good, keep calm. Do not show any aggression. We are teaching them caution. Humans have always used intelligence as their first line of defense. The Varnak's commander's frustration grew. He could not make a clear decision. Every option seemed risky. The human battleship appeared larger, more heavily armed, and more unpredictable than any he had ever encountered. Meanwhile, the crew of the Valiant continued their careful strategy. Carl adjusted energy flows to create phantom weapon arrays. Megan controlled decoys that made it seem as if multiple ships were surrounding the Valiant. Anna calculated every movement to make the ship appear unpredictable. Luke observed it all. Satisfied. They think we are a threat. That is enough. Intelligence and strategy protect us more than firepower today in the Varnax fleet. Reports came in from the drones. Every reading confirmed the same illusion. The humans were far more powerful than reality. Officers argued, unable to decide what to do. Zorak's pride struggled against the fear in his mind. For the first time, he realized humans were not a race to underestimate. Back on the Valiant, Luke reviewed the displays. We have not fired a single shot, yet they are reconsidering their approach. This is how humans survive. Anna smiled. Sir, their hesitation is growing. They may not attack at all. Luke leaned back, watching the alien fleet in the distance. Let them think. Humans are not the strongest by size or firepower alone, but by thought, courage, and unpredictability. That is what they fear. The Varnax fleet began to slowly pull back, their formation tight but cautious. Zor could see the uncertainty in every movement. He had expected an easy encounter, but found himself questioning his entire understanding of human ships. Every scan, every measurement only confirmed one thing. Humans were clever and dangerous in ways the Varnax could not predict. Inside the Valiant, the crew remained calm. Luke addressed them quietly. We have won this encounter without fighting. Remember this. Intelligence, patience, and discipline are our greatest weapons. Megan nodded. Sir, do you think they will come back? Luke smiled. Possibly, but now they know humans are not to be underestimated. Fear will guide their actions, and that will give us an advantage in the future. Carl looked at his console. We fooled them completely. They think we have power we do not. It is amazing. Luke stood, looking out at the stars. Humans have always survived against the odds. Today is no different. Let us continue our mission, quietly and wisely. The galaxy will learn that humans are not simple, small, or weak. They are intelligent, resourceful, and cautious. That is why they endure. The Valiant moved onward, a silent guardian in the dark void of space. The Varnax fleet retreated slowly, confused and fearful. The humans had demonstrated their power through strategy, deception, and patience. No shots had been fired, yet the lesson was clear. Do not underestimate humanity. Luke Harrison watched the distant alien ships disappear into the void. We survived, he said softly, and they will remember us. That is enough for now. They scanned the human battleship and instantly regretted it. Part 3. The Varnax fleet moved cautiously through the sector, still shaken by the encounter with the human battleship. Commander Zor could not stop thinking about the readings. Every instrument had told him that humans were stronger than anyone expected. His officers whispered among themselves, and doubts grew in their hearts. The humans had not fired a single shot, yet the Varnax felt as if they were facing a giant. Inside the Valiant, Captain Luke Harrison watched the alien fleet from the main viewport. They are still unsure, he said softly. That hesitation is what we need. First Officer Anna Lee nodded. Sir, we can use this time to study their fleet. If they attack later, we need to know their patterns. Engineer Carl Mason tapped on his console. I can scan their ship movements without revealing ours. We can learn their weaknesses without them knowing. Megan Hayes, the tactical officer, studied the displays. Their formations are cautious. They are not attacking, but they are still dangerous. One wrong move from them could change everything. Luke smiled slightly. Then we prepare. Knowledge is power, and humans have always used their brains to survive. The Varnax fleet sent out additional probes, hoping to gather information about the human battleship. Each probe returned data that made the humans appear larger, more heavily armed, and more dangerous. Zorak's officers were growing more anxious. Lieutenant Vela said, Commander, the human ship seems to be generating energy that our sensors cannot measure. Every scan shows massive weapon arrays. Kieran added, Sir, their defenses appear to adapt to our instruments. We cannot predict their capabilities. Zorak's pride struggled with fear. He had never faced an enemy he could not measure or understand. Keep scanning, he ordered. We will find a way to understand them. Inside the Valiant, Luke spoke to his officers. We need to make them think we are always ready. Use every tool at your disposal to confuse them. Anna worked on the sensor array. We can create false energy signatures. They will see multiple ships where there is only one. Carl adjusted the shields. I will make the readings fluctuate. They will never know our true strength. Megan activated decoys. Small drones that emitted energy similar to the Valiant's weapons. The Varnax fleet would detect them and believe a larger force was present. As the alien fleet moved closer, the Valiant made subtle adjustments to its position. It was a small movement, almost imperceptible, but it made the humans appear unpredictable. The aliens began to hesitate even more. Zorak's many eyes scanned the displays. This is impossible. The humans are small and weak. Why do they seem so powerful? Vela said cautiously, Commander, their ship is not actually powerful in the conventional sense. It is their strategy, their unpredictability, and their ability to confuse our instruments. That makes them appear stronger. Zorak felt a chill. He had faced many enemies, but humans were different. Their technology was simple, yet they used it in ways the Varnax could not understand. Their courage, patience, and intelligence made them a threat far beyond what their size suggested. Meanwhile, the Valiant continued its careful maneuvers. Luke knew that the humans did not need to fight to win. Fear alone could protect them. He glanced at his officers. Keep the aliens in shore. Let them think every move we make is a threat. Anna smiled. Sir, they are beginning to spread out. They are cautious, even afraid. Luke nodded. Good. Humans have survived because we never underestimate the value of patience and planning. Back on the Varnax command bridge, tension rose. The fleet could not decide whether to attack or retreat. Zorak's voice was tense. We cannot underestimate them, but we cannot hold position forever. If we delay, we risk losing the initiative, Karen said, Commander. Our sensors cannot measure the humans accurately. Every attempt to do so makes them appear stronger. Vela added, their strategy is clever. They know we expect weakness, so they hide their strength. This is not a conventional threat. It is psychological. Zorak took a deep breath. Prepare defensive maneuvers. If they attack, we must be ready. But we will proceed slowly. Do not make mistakes. Inside the Valiant, Luke watched the Varnax fleet carefully. They are unsure, but they may test us. If they do, we respond strategically. We do not need to fire unless necessary. Our best defenses are intelligence. Carl checked the shields. All systems ready. The aliens cannot predict our moves. Megan monitored the decoys. They see more ships than we have. They will hesitate before any attack. Anna analyzed the alien fleet. Sir, their formation is weakening. They are losing cohesion. They do not trust their sensors. Luke nodded. Excellent. Keep our ship calm and steady. Let them make mistakes. This is how humans survive. The Varnax fleet continued its cautious advance. Every scan returned impossible data. Zorak's pride clashed with the growing fear in his mind. He realized the humans had turned their strength into a weapon without firing a shot. Every officer felt the tension, and the fleet's movements became hesitant and defensive. Luke spoke quietly to his officers. Observe their hesitation. Learn from it. Humans have always survived by using strategy, patience, and intelligence. Today is no different. Anna smiled. Sir, their hesitation is increasing. They may retreat without testing us further. Luke leaned back, watching the distant alien fleet. Let them think we are stronger than we are. That is our advantage. They will fear humans from this moment forward. The Varnax fleet finally slowed completely, holding a safe distance. Zorak's pride was wounded, but he knew retreat was the safest choice. Humans had taught him a lesson. Do not underestimate them. Their strength was in their intelligence, their courage, and their ability to turn even fear into a weapon. Inside the Valiant, the crew remained calm. Luke addressed them quietly. We have survived without firing a single shot. That is the power of strategy and patience. Remember this. Humans endure because they think, adapt, and never give up. Megan nodded. Sir, do you think they will remember us? Luke smiled. Yes, today. They will learn that humans are not simple. They are intelligent, resourceful, and unpredictable. That is why they endure, and that is why they are feared. The Valiant continued its journey through the dark void of space. The Varnak's fleet, still cautious and shaken, retreated slowly, leaving the humans undisturbed. The lesson was clear. Do not scan a human battleship without understanding what you face. Fear could be as powerful as any weapon, and humans had shown that once again. Captain Luke Harrison watched the stars. We survived again. Humans are always underestimated, and that is why we endure.